Hey guys, it's Jonathan Gibson and welcome back to a second part in the multi-part series for the Certified Ethical Hacker course. So we'll be going over the penetration testing structure, passive reconnaissance, active reconnaissance, and tools and techniques used for doing that. So the ethical hacker methodology. The first steps in all penetration tests is a reconnaissance. The proper methodology for penetration tests goes as follows though. There's pre-engagement interactions, intelligence gathering, threat modeling, vulnerability analysis, exploitation, post-exploitation, and reporting. So while intelligence gathering comes second to pre-engagement interaction, which is meeting with your clients, doing an initial checklist of things your clients or yourself would like to see tested or implemented, as well as a brief summary of your attack plan, recon is the first step when it comes to actually pulling off a real penetration test. Now, we have two ways that we can gather information on our clients or victims. We have passive and active. But before we get into that, let's go over some terminology. Now, war driving is an act of locating and possibly exploiting connections to wireless local area networks while driving around a city. To do war driving, you need a vehicle, a computer, or a wireless Ethernet card set to work in promiscuous mode, and some kind of antenna which can be mounted on top or positioned inside of a car. Yagi antennas work wonderfully for this. Because a wireless LAN may have range that extends outside of an office building, or an outside user may be able to intrude into the network and possibly gain access to the company records and other resources. Now, dumpster diving. Dumpster diving is a practice of raiding corporate dumpsters to find useful information, discarded tech. You know, like that one scene from Sneakers, the greatest movie ever?
$750 limit on his Visa, pays his bills. No bad debts, no bum checks. No registered firearms. Member International Microchip Designers Association and chairman of the social committee.
Great. The world's most boring human. How the hell are we going to get close enough to record him?
Oh, Mother.
Sorry, Liz. Standard procedure. Trash from the guy's house.
And thank you for bringing it into mine.
Here, let's see here. Phone bill, no long distance, Club Med brochure. I think it's stubs to a Barry Manilow concert. Here it is. Here we go. Dear Compudator, welcome to the world of automated compatibility. He's a computer dater.
I love it. Let's get him a date.
What was the name of that gal that we did using on the serial company scene last year?
Sandy Krieger?
Yeah.
Forget it. Hired a cop. How about Barbara? She was cute.
Yeah, but she'd never do it. She regards this work as juvenile. That's why she divorced me. How about your friend Jessie?
Yeah, she's buff.
Fellas, look at this man's trash. He's not looking for buff.
It's the nicest garbage I've ever seen.
The man who folded this tube of crest is looking for someone meticulous, refined. Anal. What?
Pivoting. So pivoting is a unique technique of using an instance to be able to move around inside of a network, basically using the first compromised computer or a server to allow and even aid in the compromise of another otherwise inaccessible system. OSINT, which stands for Open Source Intelligence, is intelligence collected from publicly available sources. In the intelligence community, the term open refers to overt, publicly available sources, as opposed to covert or clandestine sources. And it's not really related to the open source software. Now, passive reconnaissance is an attempt to gain information about a targeted computer and network without actively engaging with its systems. It's a solid way of making sure you don't set off any alarms, and that the network admins and system admins are unaware. Passive recon consists of the following kind of attacks: war driving, dumpster diving, and other types of information gathering done without affecting a company's network. Now, active reconnaissance, in contrast, the attacker does engage with the target system, typically conducting a port scan to determine vulnerabilities and find any open ports. Because gathering without exploiting the target still counts as just a passive attack, you'll often hear both passive and active reconnaissance referred to as just a passive attack. Now, What about the tools of the craft? What are they? Maltego, which is a personal favorite of mine, is a very powerful OSINT framework covering infrastructural reconnaissance and personal reconnaissance. The infrastructural component of Maltego enables the gathering of sensitive data about the target's organization, email addresses of employees, confidential files which are handled carelessly, internal phone numbers, DNS records, IP addresses, geolocations of the networks, MX servers, and so on. The gathering of such data, which is known in Maltego as transformations, needs to be creatively and thoughtfully engineered in order to get the best results. Now, Maltego's personal reconnaissance, on the other hand, helps in harvesting of person-specific information, such as social network activity, email addresses, websites associated with that person, telephone numbers, and so on. This happens with the use of search engines on the internet, which Maltego effectively communicates with to gather all this information. Now, Snowden, which is a tool that recently appeared and gained popularity, is an acronym for Sentinel Hyper Optimized Data Access Network. Unlike traditional search engines that crawl the websites to display results, Snowden attempts to grab data from the ports. Developed by John Matherly, Snowden is available as a free version as well as a professionally paid version. The free version provides up to 50 results. Beyond this, one needs to procure the paid version. Now, creative uses of the Snowden OSINT tool has helped find vulnerabilities in services in web servers, which is a very important aspect of the vulnerability assessment phase. Various filters such as country, port, operating system, and host names are also available with this tool, making it a very powerful tool. Now, there are many tools that can be used for OSINT. Below I'll actually have some linked down to other tools that I haven't mentioned here, and I'll also be making individual videos about some of the tools we talk about in this series, so be on the lookout. Now, at the end of every video, for new patrons and the ones that pledge at least $15 or more, I'll be doing a shout out. So this is a big thank you and welcome to the family from Coda Ops and me personally to Hadley Owens. Thank you so much for believing in me and being one of the first patrons on this list. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy, please hit that like button and subscribe. Feedback is always welcomed. If you want to support me, please check out my Patreon page, links in the description below, and definitely check out my company, Coda Ops. And remember guys, keep hacking the Gibson.